Hello, my friends. It looks like today Tom Homan is the new border czar, as we all know, is honing in on his first target to do these mass deportations, and it looks like Chicago's picked the card to do that. Appears the mayor, who is a total joke, he's not doesn't well right now he's not going to be cooperating, but I think he might be changing his tune as soon as Trump takes office. So let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's do it.
He's been the only Democrat that's willing to work with this administration as a mayor. Chicago resisting, LA resisting, and it looks like Tom Homan has accepted the invitation from Mayor Adams to have a meeting today to talk about what they're going to do once he takes office.
Right. We're not asking for a lot.
No.
We're asking for access to criminals.
That's right.
Yeah.
The detainers honored. Give
a simple
ICE
concept.
a chance. By the way, I thought it was a great, Robert Holden, a Democrat from Queens, said if you want to show that, Mayor Adams, talk is great, but if you want to show that you're sincere, set up the ICE office at Rikers again. Because they closed it down because they don't want to let.
He's also
those
considering, Eric Adams is also considering getting rid of the sanctuary city status.
That's right. So
Oh, that would be huge. Personally, I think no city should be sanctuary city. I mean, I think technically it breaks the law. But yeah, that's a good move, man. If New York gets rid of the sanctuary city, and I don't know about the whole Rikers thing, but if they closed it down, they should probably start it back up again. And yeah, work with ICE. Come on, people. These people are it's just like, oh, I'm going to be anti-Trump. Just because Trump wants it, I'm going to say no. But it's like hurting their constituents, the people that live in their cities. It's just such a horrible and dangerous idea.
So Tom Homan, pictured right there, is going to be meeting with the mayor of New York. It's interesting. On Monday night, Tom Homan was at an event, and he revealed, we know that the deportation plan, on a wide scale, you know what American city they're going to start in? They're going to start in Chicago.
That's so awesome.
He was a guest Monday night at a holiday party for Law and Order PAC. This is one of the quotes, according to CBS in Chicago. Tom Homan said, Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks. And so he said that it's going to start in Chicago after the inauguration. And Homan asked the mayor, Mayor Johnson, and Governor Pritzker to come to the table and help with the biggest deportation in history. And here's the other quote. He said, if your mayor doesn't want to help, he can step aside. There's Johnson right.
I really just have no idea how this guy could have got elected, first of all, because, like, what's her name? Lightfoot or whatever. She was like this numb looking woman, like, oh, she was so ugly. and she did a horrible job. She was one of the worst mayors in the history of Chicago. But then this guy gets in. He's like almost as horrible and probably actually more left-leaning. And it's just like, why, Chicago? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But Chicago, they're starting to wake up a little bit. So they're starting to shift a little to the red, which is a good thing.
Right there. But if he impedes us, Tom Homan said, if he knowingly harbors or conceals an illegal alien, I will prosecute him. So that's new.
Yes.
Now Tom Homan is suggesting if these people in the sanctuary city do impede the federal government, he's going to press charges.
Well, you can't harbor felons.
No.
You can't. There's already a federal statute. And
yeah, so I am going to be thrilled if Homan actually like starts arresting some of these mayors and even governors that are going to fight against it because they need to, because they are breaking the law if they willingly do this.
And that's all they're saying right now is that when we come to pick them up, they're already in custody, right? Or they're already in a certain community. The residents are upset. Just let us just get out of the way.
Proof from the residents themselves. Listen to them speaking out against their mayor. Watch.
These are hysterical.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, you took an oath to uphold the Constitution. Or when you took an oath, was it only intended to fight for the 10th and 14th Amendments regarding illegal aliens?
I've seen a few of these Chicago council meetings or whatever, and these people are pissed, and they're just ruthless when they lay into the mayor. It's so funny, but they're speaking truth. They're speaking truth.
We don't want illegals in our community. We don't want migrants terrorizing our own people. And to have y'all sit up here and say we have to accept $70 million being given to them when you got black people
Right.
who are already struggling and need help, it is a disgrace.
All people. And that, by the way, we could have played 12 of these.
No.
So the people
Probably
agree
more
with
than
Tom.
that.
Well, and you could see in that wide shot, you could see that some people were wearing, you could see red shirts. You know what the red shirt said? Chicago flips red. So essentially, he's
Go ahead,
getting in. Let me just
I
finish
didn't
this up.
notice that.
So essentially, those people who are showing
funny.
up are suggesting,
It's about
okay,
time,
you don't
man. They
listen to
really
me.
need
Just
to.
remember, politics have.
And Chicago's been like blue for, I don't know, like over 100 years or whatever. It's crazy how long the Democrats have had a chokehold on that city and state, mind you.
Consequences, and we could flip
I'm
this
so
town red, which
glad-
would be rare.
I'm so glad this is their message, finally, because you've been to Chicago how many times?
I mean-
Gianno Caldwell's brother was killed there, and it's very dangerous already. The money needs to go to the residents. It doesn't need to go to the illegals.
Well, Ainsley, and when I was there a few months ago, they're showing this now. We're showing this now, but we covered this leading up to the election.
Yeah.
They have shut down schools of kids in the community. They said they didn't have any money for it. And then
Why they-
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But then they shove all the immigrants in there, the illegal immigrants in there, and let them take over the schools and stuff.
opened them.
To shut them down.
Well, they shut them down because the city said, here's the airport. They said, we don't have any money to fund this school or this community center. But then they reopened them, found the money magically for the illegals there.
Yeah.
Y'all remember when I was in there as well? I was outside of one of the holding facilities. There's drug bags all outside of the place where they clearly have some type of illegal substance there.
Oh,
and the residents have been crying out for help for a long time, and the mayor is still giving a backhand.
I know. Why is the mayor
It's
doing that? He's not
crazy.
listening to the people.
You know what's interesting is that the people he thinks he's representing, he doesn't understand. He's going by an old playbook. He thinks that if I go to the bat for inner city America or for minorities in my city, I'm going to make the hard decision against the law enforcement. But law enforcement and his people actually agree he's the impediment.
Yes.
So is the Denver mayor the impediment. Denver is falling apart, crushing on its own weight. Per capita, more illegals, more immigrants than even New York City. And all this mayor cares about, I'm going to fight for my people. Do you understand that your people are asking you to get out of the way?
And he once agreed.
Yeah.
He told us in an interview that they're at their breaking point. Magically, when Donald Trump is elected, then he turns back to the same old thing. So you can't just resist because it's Trump. You got to do what your people are asking you to do.
And the Chicago people are simply saying, look, you're spending too much money on the migrants. And you know what? You know what I think the people of Chicago would like? A Department of Government Efficiency.
How long is
they need a Doge in Chicago?
Do you want to know how long he's in office?
Well, he just
I know
got
he's
there.
like
got
a
3
year
more
ago?
years left. He's like a year, 2.5 years, I would say. I'd say also they are in the
They
red.
got to get it right. They
They're
got
in
to
the
get
red.
it right
Oh, yeah,
in
they
Chicago.
are.
They continue to elect these individuals that aren't common sense.
And that's why Tom Homan is starting in Chicago.
The crazy thing is he was second, and they had the runoff, and he ends up winning because he
But
consolidated with the left
Chicago reminds me of New York. Remember, they were great cities, great cities. I still love New York. Y'all know I love New York, but it's different.
Chicago's beautiful.
Chicago was a clean mini New York. I used to always say I
Architecturally.
love to go visit my college friends in Chicago. But now we're hearing all these stories of how, I mean, Carly, Carly used to live there. They had an apartment there. Her husband.
Yeah, and there was I will never forget the mass shooting that took place outside our old apartment in Chicago, just across the
Nice
street.
area?
Yes.
Wow.
Nice area,
Beautiful area, drive-by shooting.
All the
at
great
a gas
stores on
station
Michigan Avenue, a lot of them were closing down.
Exactly, and an innocent person was hit. So that's a jarring reality for a lot of people living in Chicago.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens and gets done. I mean, because right now, I mean, it's still kind of rhetoric, right? I mean, he's out there, Homan, saying he's going to do this, he's going to do that, which is totally awesome. But man, I just hope that he can do, even if he does half the stuff that he wants to do, it's going to be so much better. And our country is going to be way better for it. And I give him my full support. And yeah, so anyways, listen, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing and please leave comments down below. All right, well, until the next video, stay safe. Love ya, and we'll catch you in the next video. All right, bye.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.